Hey, everybody, it's Steve. Welcome to the Bourbon Basement. Uh, as you can see, Ryan's not here with us today. He's under the weather, not feeling good, and that's why it kind of surprised me that this was on. Oh, I'm not looking at the camera either. But anyway, what we're going to do today, it's going to be a little bit different on the Bourbon Basement today. Instead of trying a bourbon and tasting and review, I'm just going to answer a question. So if you can see, I've got it on the chat screen there. So if you all want to send some chats, that'd be great. Well, I've got to look at the computer too. So me and my producer are going to go a little bit around about how this is going to work today. So if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm looking at this computer trying to get some ideas about what needs to happen here. This is what Ryan usually does. Uh, I am missing Ryan a lot tonight, as you can see. But we're gonna get through this episode, and if you have questions or comments, it'd probably be better if you ask. That way we can make it a little bit more exciting. And this episode could go 5 minutes, or it could go 35 minutes, or it could go for 4 hours. It just depends on you guys out there watching tonight, and what kind of questions you're going to bring. But let's start off, guys, with the cheers. I've got a pour already, and I'm gonna be sipping on it throughout the episode. I'm drinking the Old Granddad, aged 7 years tonight. I had a couple of bottles downstairs. I hadn't opened any, hadn't tried it. I've been interested in it, so that's what I'm drinking. I suggest you all go get you a bourbon that you've been wanting to try, and pour one back and sit back and think of some good questions with me. Or you can have one of our bourbons today if you can see them over here. I'm not going to talk about them yet, but if you can see them over there, then that'll be great. And you can pour one of those, and you can actually do a tasting of your own on that and give us your opinion right here on air. Uh, and we can go through that. But what we're going to do today, a question that we get a lot of times is about some bourbons. Happy Friday, Corey. I am doing well in rehab, yes. And Weller Foolproof today. That's awesome. And oh, it said production crew coming in clutch again. If y'all can see that's Ryan. Even though he's sick, he's joined us on some comments, so that's pretty cool. Thanks, Ryan. Yep, it's good to see that you're watching. I hate that you're feeling bad. Get better soon. Put some good stuff in that stomach. That's what you need. I'm drinking my medicine right now. But cheers, everybody, tonight. Uh, Happy Friday. I am glad to be here. I've looked forward for this program for a while. Of course, if you all were here on our last program, I did just have knee surgery last Thursday, so it's been a week and a day. Last Friday's episode was pretty hard for me to get through. This episode, hopefully, will be a little bit easier. Uh, Pain levels are down. Things are coming back to normal.
Medicine's
And we got some medicine kicking in. So hopefully that'll be get us through this show a little bit easier. But the question that's asked a lot of times is, uh, especially I'd say to anybody that collects bourbon. I mean, you always get the "What's your favorite bourbon?" You always get a bunch of questions like that. But one that I found intriguing this time of year, I'll have to get some medicine later this evening. Yes, sir, you will. That's from Vicina there. So yes, get you some medicine this evening. Uh, so one thing that gets asked all the time is, what bourbon do you recommend for others? So I'm kind of stretching that to the holiday episode. So a lot of us like to take when we go to family's house, because we can't drink before we go, so we got to drink while we're there, right? So you like to take a bourbon to share with family and friends. Those bourbons, uh, and there's so many good bourbons out there, and a lot of people will know a lot of these bourbons. So what I want to do, and what I thought about most of the day, was what bourbons I would take that maybe your other bourbon drinkers in the family don't really know or haven't ever tried, and that they're missing out, to get them a little bit more experience with some of the other bourbons that are out there. We all know that Buffalo Trace makes a fantastic lineup. We see Corey and them; they're drinking Willet Foolproof tonight. That's my spam. Sorry, honey. Uh, we know that they're drinking Weller Foolproof tonight, so that in itself is a excellent bourbon. but it's kind of hard to find. And if you do find it, you're never going to get it for MSRP. So happy to join you tonight. We're enjoying some of our remaining double oak. Awesome.
Yeah.
So we did newbie, Miss Newbie there. So that's awesome. We did an episode on the double oak. That's their username, babe. I'm not saying anything. Nobody doesn't know. Uh, Happy Friday. We're having a little 10-year Eagle Rare. It's a bunch of Eagle Rare fans tonight.
Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace product there. But where we were talking about some Wellers and some Eagle Rare and stuff like that. So much good bourbon this evening. That's right, Corey. Uh, I was kind of trying to think out of the books. I wanted something that if I said, "Hey, we'll go get this," that they could pretty much go to any liquor store. There's your Vappy Wan Pinkle. It's the man. Would be a great show. Thanks, Pappy Wan Pinkle. Anyway, that's an awesome name there. But yeah, so I wanted a bourbon that if I told you which liquor store or any liquor store, hey, go pick this up, that you could go pick it up. You could find it at a decent price. Uh, Definitely lots of great pours from the crowd this evening. Thanks, Vice. Uh, I guess I'm not going to say names anymore, evidently. Uh, Sorry about that if you do want your name mentioned. Anyway, so I lost my train of thought there for a second, but I think I'm kind of getting it back. I don't know if that's the medicine or just the being on my show by myself and not having anybody to kick things off of. Anyway, so wanted you to be able to go into a store, pick up the bottle for MSRP price, bring it out, take it to your family or friends party or gathering, and be able to share it with them and have a great summer. So I don't know what everybody's cost, what you would want to pay for that. And some of us have more money than others and want to share more money than others. So when you're talking about bourbon, though, you got some bourbon that can get pretty expensive. And if you take like a good bourbon, like a Willet Foolproof or an Eagle Rare, you might pay more than that. That memory is going more and more by the day. That's correct. My memory's getting out of there. But so uh, you could pay over what you really want to pay. So I was going to start with a under $40 bottle that isn't like your typical Maker's Mark or Jim Beam or something like that that most everybody's had and everybody's tried. It's a little bit out there. So my under $40 bottle is the only bottle that I haven't done an episode on the Bourbon Basement. This is Horse Soldier. And the reason I picked this most of all is because it was actually brought to one of our family gatherings. And that was the first time I tried the Horse Soldier bourbon. I had looked at it several times, and I do a show on Kentucky bourbons, and I cannot confirm or deny that this is a Kentucky bourbon, guys. It is bottled there in Somerset, Kentucky, but the Horse Soldier bourbon, I guess they're so new, maybe there's not enough breadcrumbs to follow to see who they source their bourbon from because they do not have a distillery yet. They are making a distillery, I hear, in Somerset, Kentucky. But as for right now, they haven't bottled or they haven't distilled any bourbon there yet. So they source their bourbons, and I cannot confirm or deny it's from Kentucky. But as far as a bourbon goes, something for someone to try that maybe they haven't tried. I believe this bottle was $38. This is just their typical small batch bourbon, and it's got a cool story with it. So this was made. The Horse Soldier itself, the bourbon itself, was the owners are Green Berets that actually fought in Afghanistan on horseback after 9/11. And so that's how they got the horse soldier because that's what they were called in Afghanistan were the horse soldiers. So they come home and they made a bourbon like that. So bourbon is bourbon, but it is probably sourced from MGP, Indiana. That's the good ideal. A good probably is sourced from there, and that's why this does not have Kentucky straight bourbon on the bottle. So that's why I've never done a show on horse soldier yet. But when they get in Somerset and start distilling their own, this will be open game. And I'm really excited about doing the show on it because this is a good bourbon. And I do recommend everyone out there trying it. So the Green Berets, so the veteran-owned Green Berets called Horse Soldiers, they come back and they develop this bourbon and put it out there for everybody. The other cool thing is this bottle, and every bottle that they make is forged with metal from the. I'm sorry, guys. Metal from. I had it in my head. Everybody was forged from steel salvage from the World Trade Center. So it's all steel that they salvage from the World Trade Center that forges these bottles. That may be a good investment opportunity for the Bourbon Basement on the new distillery opening. That's true. Maybe we can get in there on that.
Jesse said, "Love the backstory."
Oh, love the backstory. Yep, on the Horse Soldier Bourbon, it's got a cool backstory. So that's the one. Yeah, the World Trade Center. So every bottle has that steel that forges these bottles and makes that. That's my under $40 pick. The Horse Soldier Bourbon. I made some notes down here about what I thought, what I remembered what it tastes like and stuff. Uh, so it was kind of a sweet toffee uh, and maybe some caramel apple, uh, vanilla toasted corn, and but it was very good. And it's an unusual bottle. It's an unusual story. So if you have veterans in your family, they're going to like it. You can go in there. You have a story to tell with your bourbon as you bring it in, and it's like $38, $39. So it's under 40. So that's a good bottle to bring, good bottle to share, and a good bottle to drink because
And it's easy to find.
everybody like it. And that's one that most liquor stores are going to have. Especially this one, they're bronze. This one's the bronze one. That's their small batch. It's the easiest and most affordable. So they have several others. You'll see a silver and a gold, black, and stuff like that. But this bronze one, that's the one that you're going to look for under $40. And I think $40 is a good starting point for a holiday party because you are going to a special occasion. You're not wanting to bring like a $27 bottle or something because most everybody's probably had that bourbon already. Uh, a must own for the collection. Yep, I agree. I agree. So Horse Soldier Bourbon, that's my $40, my under $40 bottle choice. Now I take a step up and I go to an under $60 bottle. And you can see this one's empty. We've actually done a show on this one, so you can go back and actually watch the whole episode on James E. Pepper, give a little bit of history about the distillery and everything and the man itself. Um, Woodford always has its spot on that range. That's coarse. And Woodford was one of those that I like to throw in because it's one of my favorites. But I'm sure that most people's had Woodford by now. So I was trying to think kind of out of the box, give them something unique to take to their holiday party. Uh, but anyway, so this is James E. Pepper. We've done an episode on that. You can go back and watch me and Ryan talk about this one. But James E. Pepper, this is like a historic name in bourbon. So if you wanted to take a bottle that was going to be historically that most people are going to know, this is a bottle that has a lot of history to it. Now the James E. Pepper name isn't known as well as Colonel E.H. Taylor or anything like that, but there are ties to Colonel E.H. Taylor. It says, of course, Woodford always says it's, and if you haven't, you're missing out. Thanks for the comments, guys. I really appreciate them coming. I'm going to read a little bit off of the thing about this one. So, James E. Pepper, I got it listed here at $53. So this was a $53 bottle. It's a cool looking bottle too. It's one of those fancified kind of looking bottle that people are going to be impressed when you bring it. Got the good wooden cork. It's short and stubby, and then it's got the little designs in it. So it's a cool looking bottle. This bottle here is a barrel proof, and it's 106.4. So the Horse Soldier was around 87 proof, I think. Yeah, it's at 87. So the Horse Soldier is one of those maybe for beginners, lighter drink, but it had such good flavors, it didn't matter what the proof was, right? But this one here, if you want to bring a stouter bourbon in there for some more proof, some more hit, some more kick, this James E. Pepper, it's 106.4 proof. They've got that as a barrel proof. Now the James E. Pepper, it was it's there in Lexington, 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 Kentucky, right now. It is the if you know about James, he is the youngest person ever to run or own a distillery. And it does have a lot of ties with Colonel E.H. Taylor. And if you go back and watch our show, you can find out how he ties to Colonel E.H. Taylor. Uh, but this one here, another thing, this one here is going to be about 5.5 years old. This one's going to be 4 years old, or right at four, a little bit over. Uh, but this one's going to be 5.5, so it's a little bit older, but it's kind of a typical small batch range. Your 5.5, anywhere from 4 to 6 years, I think, is typical. Uh, so the other thing about this, I went back and I watched our episodes on James E. Pepper and the next one, and I got our tasting notes and stuff like that. So this one here tasted like we said cinnamon toast and elephant ear. And that's one of my survey questions for you all tonight. Elephant ear, the carnival food, it's a full stretch dough fried, has cinnamon and sugar on top. I've heard them called tiger ears, and I've heard them called elephant ears. I don't know if they've been called anything else. Have y'all heard them called anything else, or is elephant ear what you all like? And know when I say elephant ear, because that's what I've always talked to them. And I didn't think a tiger ear was the same thing, but it's definitely way different than a funnel cake, even though funnel cake can still have cinnamon and sugar. But elephant ear, tiger ear. But this one here had that taste, which was very good to me. And then it finished with the dry oakiness that I enjoyed. And I think everybody at your party will enjoy either one of these bottles so far, and probably may not have tried them. Elephant ear is all I've heard personally. That's right. Uh,
The pepper is unique.
yeah. And oh, the pepper is unique bourbon in my opinion, but I enjoyed it. Very full flavored finish. That's
Mhm.
right. It's a very good bourbon to have. And like I said, most people at your holiday party probably hasn't tried it. And this is another one of those that you can easily find in most of your liquor stores, especially in the Kentucky area. You guys that are out there in some other states, I don't know if you'll see these bottles, and I do apologize, but you can hit me up and I'll give you one for your area. If you want Maker's Mark cast strength, something like that, something that everybody can find.
Decent stuff.
And for the very decent price. Yeah,
Mhm.
53, $54, 53, $54 for this one. So I gave you a $38 bottle and a 53 or $54 bottle. I'm gonna have a sip. All right. Now let's get to the last one that I'm going to talk about. We also did an episode on it. Uh, it is the Frank August. I've already got decorations in my bottle, so it is empty. But it's the Frank August bourbon. This is the newest bourbon that we have tried uh, on the Bourbon Basement. This was not released or not even open, like it didn't exist until 2022. Uh, but when they came out, they come out with a bold statement. So they source bourbons too. They are Kentucky bourbon. This one even says Kentucky straight bourbon on it, so I know they are. But they're very secretive about where they source from, what the mash bills are, or any of that stuff. From all I could get is that they're about 4 years old. It's about 4 years old. Tis the season to decorate your empty bottles.
Close.
Man, I wish he was on the show tonight because that would have been he would have been a lot of help. Uh, but this one here, I can guarantee that most people at your party haven't had this. This is probably a $68 to $70 bottle. All right, it is an awesome looking, clean, classy, ritzy looking bottle.
Pick up a cork.
It's got the big gold bronze cork in there, and the only thing it really says other than the little thing on the top here is Frank August down here at the bottom, and you probably can't see that. So it's just an intriguing bottle. The bottle draws you in with its simplicity,
It's classic.
but it's classic. Uh, I do very I do really like the bottle. Very good looking bottle. It is. Uh, but what's inside is even better than the bottle. So I was really intrigued about trying to follow the breadcrumbs and find the distillers that make this. I could not. Uh, And like I said, I think it's just so new to everybody that I think that you may not have heard of it. So it now this one might be a little harder to find in most of your liquor stores, but there will be a version. I've never been into Total Wine or Liquor Barn that I haven't seen a Frank August bottle there. Now, the small batch one is the $70 one. Every one other than the small batch is going to be more expensive. I haven't always seen the small batch there. So then you can go back to one of these smaller dollar bottles. Uh, but this is one that I can guarantee that they probably haven't tasted, and that it would be pretty awesome for anybody to experience it. That bottle could pass for 100 plus if you didn't know any better. That's true. Uh, it is definitely a bottle, and what's inside. I don't know if he's talking about what's inside of it. There is 100 plus, or just the bottle itself,
Right, both.
but it could. Uh, so I went back and watched our episode on that. I didn't get any more information. This is probably just a short sum of that episode. Uh, but I toasted.
I said both.
I tasted toasted caramel and oak with a lot of vanilla bean in there, and but it was great bourbon, and so I suggest that one, and that's three bottles that you all can take to your holiday party. I think you'll be a hit.
With 3 different prices, right?
Hmm. Three different price points. Uh, I think everybody would be a hit with that. Everybody would enjoy it. If you all have something else that you want to suggest, uh, that's fine. If you have tasted any of these bourbons, you want to give us your thoughts, go ahead. Because that's basically all I got. That's all I got. But I did want to get back on the show tonight, and I want it to be. I am a little bit more comfortable now. I mean, my foot's actually on the floor, um, so I hope that everybody can tune in next week. Maybe we'll have be a back to normal kind of show. You can choose depending on how much you like your family. He's the bourbon. I guess he's saying if you don't like them too much, go get the cheap stuff.
Go get the creepy stuff, yeah.
But yeah, if you want to be different, if you want to take something in that might surprise somebody at your holiday party, you'd probably be the hit of the party with any of these. Now, I'm not going to say that if somebody brings in the daggone foolproof Weller or Colonel E.H. Taylor barrel proof that you're going to be the hit. You might as well just take it right on back out to the car because those big name bourbons are going to get all those looks. But if you can sneak this bourbon in there, Bluegrass Toasted is a good bottle, and that's $70 range too, and that's true. That Bluegrass Toasted I've had, I actually went to the beach in Florida with me. It is very good bourbon, and it's around $70 as well. Is that one that easy to find in all the big stores? That's the only thing I was kind of looking at there. Cheers to no more painful knees. I got you there. Any good December bottle finds? I think this is a good time of the year to be hunting. Anytime after October is always a good time to be hunting. We actually, since I had I'll tell a little story about it. So the Bourbon Basement and family anyway has acquired a Pappy Van Winkle 15-year Van Winkle. So that'll be coming sometime to the Bourbon Basement. Uh, it's a little hard to find in stores for the bluegrass.
Yeah.
So Pappy Van Winkle 15-year, that was a lottery win. If you all follow our shorts, you've already seen this. My brother, I was out of commission. He ended up going down to the liquor barn, got his number drawn, like number 6, and ended up with 15-year Pappy Van Winkle. So that was awesome. Got it for MSRP, which that never happens. A little bit of luck runs in the family. Yeah. So that'll be an awesome episode to have him over and have him on there and try that one. We've had the Van Winkle 12 before. This is 15, so it's actually a Pappy now. We're actually got a Pappy, and looking forward to that one too. Yeah. So that's a big bottle find. This while we've been bourbon hunting. What did I get before I had my knee surgery? I bought 5 or 6 bottles one time. We went. I got a
Like the
Willet
bar.
Purple top, and we did the show on that one. Well, I guess it was last week we did the
Yeah,
show on one of
yeah.
them. So I just got that Willet Purple top. Happy Christmas. That's Christmas.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, You've gotten a few. The
Yeah,
Pappy was the biggest.
I found a good, just a few good bourbons this month. So the bourbon haul video will be coming out at the end. Uh, Nothing like extremely exciting other than
Pappy.
Gene Boy's Pappy, but
Yeah.
I didn't even get it. He won. Wonder if I went. Gene, do you know if anybody next to you, like you, the guy before or after you, with their, if they got any wins, or did you leave right after you got your bottle and get out? Because that would have been cool if we both won something that day. That would have been pretty dang cool. But anyway, so that's I guess that's about all I got. If you all have any more questions about that, just send them to us. You can comment on this video. We go back and look at all the he left.
Feel it.
I would have too, probably.
I'm
I
thinking
would have ran away, feeling feeling like I'd stole something. I think to get a Pappy 15 for that.
I think if you bring any bourbon to a family gathering, it would be a hit. So
Yeah.
if
So
the
our
fact of
producer's
bourbon,
thinking
bring
so.
it.
He called around 9 or so, so he didn't stick around. He was too excited. That's right. I would have been too. I'd have been running out to the store like I'd stole something if I got a Pappy 15 for MSRP. Uh, but anyway, so yeah, our producer, she said if you have a family event, you have some bourbon drinkers over there. If you bring any bottle, they're going to like it. Just wanted to stay away from the typical makers,
Mm.
typical Wild Turkey, the typical, because a lot of people will bring the typical bottles. I'm guilty of that myself, especially at Thanksgiving, because I like to take Wild Turkey to Thanksgiving. So I try to take different bottles of Wild Turkey. Go on, take that Pappy and run. Right. So I try to take different bottles of Wild Turkey, or maybe some bottles that people haven't tried. But eventually you run out, and they're there. So, but I do like Maker's Mark. It's wheated whiskey and bourbon whiskey, and I do like it for parties and such. And where they have all those different stave finishes now, you could probably pick out one of those stave finishes
It's a
that
little different.
because they're all going to be different. You may have tried a stave finish, but there's like 7 or 9 different staves, and then they put so many on there. So yeah, the combinations are unlimited of what you could do. So the odds of them having the same stave finish that you bring would be something different. He gave the Pappy a knee replacement and ran with it. Mm-mm. All right, guys. I'm sorry this episode's a little bit shorter. I hope that everybody still enjoyed it. I hope that those who watch it later get some kind of good ideal for their holiday parties. And I do appreciate everyone watching tonight and commenting. Uh, it helps me when you're by yourself and talking to a camera. You like to know that there's some feedback out there, and I do appreciate the comments tonight. Uh, so y'all can do those when there's two of us as well. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I can hear those squeaky knees from here, but the Pappy will help. LOL.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed. Just remember to tune in next Friday. We'll try to do it again. Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Remember to like, follow, comments on any videos that you might see. We're also doing some TikTok videos. They're just shorts like the one on Shorts. So if you watch on YouTube's, they're usually about the same thing, maybe just a little bit different. But if you have TikTok, you can follow us there uh, and like and comment. So, guys, if
Have a Merry Christmas.
yeah, if that's it for me, I'm out of here. I hope you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll see you all before New Year's.
Yes.
And yes, sir. So, uh, and then we'll cheers to a new year coming up. So, thanks for watching, and remember, guys, why drink alone when you can drink with us? We'll see you next time.